Macedonia Park becomes the Glory's 4th home ground in Western Australia. HBF Park is under renovation, of course. They did play 2 games at Patterson Stadium about a decade ago, while Optus Stadium, of course, was used for the 2019 Grand Final. Josh Risdon comes up against his former side. And speaking of World Cup heroes, of course, he was the starting right back for the Socceroos at the 2018 campaign. And that man at the back of the line, Alexander Prijovic, his first start in Western United colours for the 2022-23 campaign. He scored on his return against Wellington last week, and the talisman picked up 13 goals in 27 games last campaign. This is how Ruben Zadkovic lines up this afternoon, and he praised the work of his medical staff during the break. It means that there are several changes. Jacob Muir, the 20-year-old, is favoured over Joseph Ford at right back, and big changes in the middle of the park. Captain Mustafa Amini and the Irishman Aaron McInnes return. Kiwi youth international Keegan Jelicic comes into attacking midfielder for Giordano Colli. David Williams is back up top. It means Ben Azubel joins the fit again Johnny Kutrumbis on Perth Glory's bench. Alongside the substitute goalkeeper Cameron Cook, who's back, Pierce Clark drops out of the squad. There is the Perth Glory lineup, all miles on return to their home state for the first time this campaign, led by that man, David Williams. He was on fire in his last spell in the A-League. He scored 11 goals in 27 matches for Wellington back in 2018-19. 2 caps for the Socceroos, and he spent 3 years in the Indian Super League, making his first start this campaign after 3 games off the bench. John Aloisi also makes some tweaks to his lineup this evening. Ben Garuccio has succumbed to COVID-19. That means we expect Jacob Tratt to slide to right back, and Josh Risdon will start on the left. Nikolai Topor-Stanley is the new man in the back 4, of course, returning from that 2-match suspension after being sent off against the Central Coast. The only other change is a notable one. Alexander Prijovic comes back to lead the line. It means Dylan Wenzel-Halls returns to the bench, and Tongo Doumbia, the Malian international, is also back from injury. There is Alexander Prijovic. He scored 4 in his last 3 matches from Western. He also has 2 in his last 2 games against Perth Glory. There is John Aloisi. Perth is the only club that he has recorded double figures wins again as a coach, with a 58% win record, 10 wins in 17 matches. And Ruben Zadkovic is unbeaten in his last 2 matches at home as Perth Glory manager. Of course, a win against Melbourne City and a draw last season against the Western Sydney Wanderers. The man in charge this evening will be Daniel Elder. He's taking charge of his 68th A-League match, and incidentally, Western United have been involved in 5 of them. They've only won 1 goal for, and 17 against. They'll be hoping that changes this evening. A smile from Daniel Elder. James Tracy gets us underway. Western United in their change white strips as it goes over the touchline to kick us off. Perth in their home, purple and orange, and alongside me, looking forward to this one. A very good evening, Phil Moss.
Good evening, Glenn Lauder. This is an intriguing battle tonight. It really is. Both coaches would have used the break really wisely on the training pitch. How do they convert that into a result tonight?
Nikolai Topor-Stanley gives it away, and Jelicic has an early sighter down the right flank. Leo Lacroix recovers well. But a great start for Perth Glory in the first few seconds.
And a sloppy start from Topor-Stanley. That won't please John Aloisi, as we see the cross come in, and Lacroix was well positioned to deal with it. He wants to keep things really simple, but he doesn't think Perth are far away from turning what they're doing into results.
Well, it'll be great to get an insight as Lachie Wales' ball comes in. It's cleared only slightly, and Connor Payne has an opportunity. Perth Glory struggling to defend that. Jacob Muir got in the way, and ultimately Liam Reddy can pick up the pieces, but a dangerous opportunity created by a good ball in from Lachie Wales.
Wouldn't fall for either side, would it? You can see Prijovic there almost getting a good touch for himself. Daryl Latchman did very well. Look at that use of his body showing all his experience just to usher the ball into the grateful arms of Liam Reddy.
Low ball out to the right, intercepted. Good work by the Glory. Just not enough purple shirts forward for a counter. Western United doing well to get back and reset in defence to prevent the Glory being able to get up the other end of the field. It's Khalifi. Good ball over the top here for Ryan Williams towards the byline. Cuts back in, almost, he does! I was going to say he almost catches Jamie Young out. I'm not sure whether it was a cross or a shot. Ryan Williams won't care. It's in the back of the net. And Perth Glory, you'd have to say, well-deserved 1-0 leaders.
Well, what a strike that is, and you can't help but think that he had half an eye on that as a shot. Great run in behind, down the right-hand side again from Ryan Williams. That's the second time they've got in behind. The first time Khalifi, second time Williams, and doesn't he make them pay? As we see on the Harvey Norman replay, fantastic run in behind, exploiting the space left by Risdon, and look at that, he just stabs at it. I'm going to let him claim that, Glenn. If you watch here on the replay, he just stabs at it and uses the breeze, the slight breeze here tonight, wonderfully well to catch Jamie Young out.
It's a wonderful strike. I'm not sure that I can be quite as generous as you, Phil Moss. Ryan Williams will be on your side every day of the week. Payne and Risdon working in tight spaces. Risdon's ball to the top of the net. Liam Reddy is determined not to suffer the same fate as Jamie Young.
I was just about to say, is Risdon trying to do a Ryan Williams? And the good news is this game is being played at both ends, not through midfield or in midfield.
Oh, really well done by Ryan Williams as well to bring it down, to get past Topo Stanley, and also near to getting it past Jamie Young's far post. The Western United custodian at full stretch.
You could see what he was trying to do, just nestle a ball in that bottom far corner. Great technique and vision from Ryan Williams.
Troisi will try to release Prijovic. Good first touch for Kilkenny. Can they get numbers forward? Connor Payne bombing on. Kilkenny skips away from Amini. The switch is on. Ball comes in. It's a wonderful header from Wales. Just can't quite get the connection that he was hoping for. And it skids past the far post. But Lockie Wales was in a great position after the ball in from track.
I'm going to have to disagree with you there, Glenn. That's not a wonderful header at all. That's a gimme. Lockie Wales has to hit the target.
You have to say the last 10 minutes or so, Western United have had the upper hand. They've worked their way back in well after they do a lot of defensive work through the first half an hour or so. As they work it out at their own end here. Khalifi dives in, tries to win it back, gives away the throw. Just the 1 minute of time added on in the opening half at Macedonia Park.
It's been a very entertaining first 45 or 46 minutes of football, Glenn. Both teams going at each other. Perth certainly having the better of the first half. Obviously with a bit of work to do at half-time, particularly down their left-hand side, just sorting out what's going on between Risdon and Kilkenny.
One more opportunity. Is there? No, says Daniel Elder. He brings a halt. As you say, Phil Moss, a thoroughly entertaining opening half of football. The Perth Glory fans, well, they might celebrate the first half here. It was Ryan Williams' shot come cross in the 15th minute that has given the Glory the advantage at half-time. It's Perth 1, Western United 0. And Ruben Zadkovic would be the happier of the two coaches after the half-time team talks. Alexander Prijovic has cut somewhat frustrated figure at the top of Western United's line. Having a chat to referee Daniel Elder, seems happy enough with the conversation at this stage. And Ryan Williams, the man with the goal. There is some consternation as to whether it was a shot or a cross. Phil Moss in co-commentary happy after analysing the replays to give Ryan Williams the benefit of the doubt and say that he meant it from an almost impossibly tight angle. It was a wonderful finish, regardless of whether he meant it or not. Aaron McInnes, the Englishman, has the ball at his foot. David Williams is desperate to get back underway as well. And the Glory have 45 minutes to try to put this one to bed. Western United will be looking to make it back-to-back wins. And McInnes just playing a little game of cat and mouse as Alexander Prijovic raced into Perth's territory to get the second half underway. Just the one goal in it. Phil Moss, plenty to play for.
There certainly is. This is a massive half for both teams. Ruben Zadkovic no doubt will have driven the message into his players at half-time to go for the second and then the third and try and kill this game off. John Aloisi, of course, would have been looking for a way to get his team back into this game. He got the quality. The way Perth came out in that first half and got in their face nullifies quality, as we saw at the World Cup with the Socceroos up against the likes of Denmark, Tunisia, Argentina.
Here he is with the ball at his feet now, settling things down for Western as they try to find a way back into this one. Neil Kilkenny was very impressive in the first half, as was that man, Connor Payne, who has his pocket picked by Mustafa Amini. And now the Glory can bomb forward down the right-hand side, almost potentially turned in again by Lacroix. He's had 2 own goals already this season and almost undone by Khalifi again.
And normal service resumed. Khalifi down the right-hand side, showing real intent to get forward and then deliver into a dangerous area.
Glory win it back. Amini again, gets past Kilkenny. Threads the needle for Williams. Young does well, parries it. It's into the path of Jelicic though. Stays on his feet under the challenge of Bozanovski. Goes out for a goal kick, and that's an important save by Young.
It is, but gee, just for a split second there, as we see Mustafa Amini, wonderful midfield play. Sets Williams on his way. You just off camera there, but you thought for just a split second Jelicic was thinking of going to ground.
Perth Glory looking to make inroads again early in this second half. Amini gets a low ball in. Topo Stanley deals with it. Bozanovski finds himself under pressure. And now Jelicic will lay it off for Jack Clisby. What a wonderful strike from Jack Clisby. Back home in the West. The right-footed strike curls beautifully into the top corner. Jamie Young has no chance. And Perth Glory lead 2-0.
Well, that is a first-class strike from Jack Clisby. He knew exactly what he had to do. The ball fell absolutely perfectly for him, and the strike was just as perfect into that far corner. Not renowned for his right foot, Jack Clisby, but thank you very much. It's good enough to score a wonderful A-League men's goal. Look at that, just fell beautifully on the Harvey Norman replay. That is a goal worthy of any stage in world football. Beautiful strike from Clisby. Wonderful footage from the cameras as well. And that is a goal with all his experience that he will not forget, Jack Clisby. Look at that, beautiful bend. Absolutely perfect, and nothing Jamie Young can do.
Outstanding strike, and doesn't he love playing against Western United, Jack Clisby? His last goal in the A-League coming against the same opposition for the Central Coast Mariners back in June 2021. Here are some of those changes that we talked about. 3 for Western United. Nicholas Milanovic will come in for Jacob Tratt. Into the section for the right back. Dylan Piraeus also into the mix. Tongo Doumbia back from injury as Reece Bozanovski makes way in the middle of the field. So Piraeus, Milanovic and Doumbia, some fresh legs. And I mentioned a few moments ago that Connor Payne, well, he might have been carrying an injury. He might have just hurt his foot there. He's absolutely put his laces through a drink bottle. Really, really frustrated end of the section for Connor Payne. He has worked so hard down that left-hand side of the field for Western United, linking up really well with Joshua Risdon, as Doumbia, his first involvement is to give away a free kick. But Connor Payne, arguably the best connection of the night. That one will be easy for Jamie Young. They have conceded half of their goals in this year's A-League competition in the last half an hour of their games, Perth, so it'll be something they're aware of. Piraeus comes again, nice turn. The back heel was hopeful for Wales and Troisi, couldn't find either. It's a long ball, but it picks out Williams beautifully. One-on-one with Topo Stanley. Chips Jamie Young. Well, it was audacious in the first half. It was audacious again there, and Williams can't quite keep the chip down, and it sails centimetres over Jamie Young's crossbar. Well,
first of all, credit to this ball here. That is a magnificent switch of play into the path of Williams from Jelicic, and we were just yelling his praises, singing his praises earlier, Jelicic. That is a wonderful pass, and Williams just gets the finish wrong.
Clisby will get some attention from the medical staff. You'd hope it's game management anyway, and it's nothing too serious. And the Glory fans singing in the background as well, they might, Mossy.
Absolutely. This Perth Glory side tonight has given their fans so much to cheer about. It has been a wonderful performance to date. I know we've still got probably 15 minutes with injury time to go. But everything about this performance will give the players, the club, the fans some confidence moving forward. Sometimes the lack of games through that mini break we've had for the World Cup will have given Ruben Zadkovic more time to work on the training pitch with his players, because you're not preparing for a game or recovering from a game. And those extra training sessions can be so valuable.
Well, we've seen plenty of minutes added on in Qatar. I think up to about 14 at one stage. John Aloisi just having a word to Shane Skinner, the fourth official, making sure that Daniel Elder's watch is stocked. It'll be interesting to see how many minutes we do get added on at the back end here, as Jack Clisby gets the pickle juice. He'll be right to continue. I haven't minded that, Mossy. The referee's cracking down on time wasting for teams trying to hold on to slender leads.
Absolutely loved it at the World Cup. It's really, it adds to the game, doesn't it? Fans get more value for money, games go longer. And it's certainly making a statement to those who are trying to take the sting out of games and waste time.
Some averages of around only about 50 minutes of ball in play, so certainly looking to bump up those numbers as Neil Kilkenny stands over a free kick in a dangerous position here for Western United. Runners coming from everywhere. Liam Reddy can't keep that one out. Was there a touch on the way through? Daniel Elder says there was illegality in the lead up. Prijovic thought he might have had one if there was a flick on. Not sure what Daniel Elder's found in here. Didn't look like Liam Reddy was impeded, but they do get the free kick. In fact, I think Daniel Elder might have awarded the goal here.
Well, in the Harvey Norman replay, we see the delivery from Kilkenny. There's confusion aplenty through both teams. The goal's been given. It is just going to VAR as we speak, but here comes a delivery from the reverse angle. Can see no touch on the ball. Evades Liam Reddy's left arm.
It's up again by the Glory. Azubel has time and space on the edge of the area. Lacroix blocks for a corner.
That's great from Perth Glory, not going for the corners, going for another goal. It's a great mindset. You can see the work that Ruben Zadkovic and his staff have done on these players during the break. You have to say he's got his tactics spot on tonight.
Not in a huge rush to take this corner though, Mossy, Aaron McInnes. Now they will look to keep it in the corner. But they get it clear. Oh, Jelicic was waiting on the edge of the area, but Khalifi decides to take it himself. Can't get that one on target. If he did, it would have been a wonder strike.
And I tell you what, with the game he's had tonight, Khalifi, you can't blame him one bit for taking that strike. On his form tonight, you'd expect better.
But here come Western again. Sorry, Mossy. They will be desperate to find an equaliser. It's off the post. Liam Reddy was beaten. You thought for all money that that was going in at the far post. Reddy watching gratefully on as it returned off the woodwork and maintains Perth's advantage. High drama at Macedonia Park as there's a red card.
Well, here we go.
Is off.
This is remarkable. Look at a fantastic header from Prejovic as we see it rebound off the post into Liam Reddy's chest. Could have gone anywhere. It went out to safety. And now we're seeing Leo Lacroix marched for a foul on Matt Hatch. Talk about rubbing salt into a gaping wound for Western United.
Well, Alexander Prejovic thought for all money that he'd levelled things up, that he'd rescued a point for his side. John Aloisi thought for all money that they'd come away with a point. Now it looks like he'll finish with 10 men.
You've got to love this game of football, don't you, Glenn?
Incredible.
Absolutely remarkable. That rebound off the post could have gone absolutely anywhere. Football gods are with Perth Glory.
Liam Reddy puts it into row Z. And Daniel Elder points to the centre circle. Ruben Zadkovic celebrates with his captain Mustafa Amini. The Perth Glory fans celebrate. They had to do it the hard way at the back end of that one. But they come away with a precious 3 points in front of their home fans. Ryan Williams with the opening goal 15 minutes in. Jack Clisby with the second, with a sweet right-footed strike in the second half. Neil Kilkenny gave his side hope, but in the end, the Glory held on. It finished Perth 2, Western United 1.